You think being the Dragonborn is cool? You literally eat dragon souls. Do you have any idea what that does to your mind? Every Skyrim player dreams of being the Dragonborn. But if you actually were one, you'd be begging for death within a week. They're a cosmic prisoner trapped in a body that was never meant to exist. You've played Skyrim? Maybe 100 hours? Maybe 1,000. You've fused Rodod bandits off mountains. You've slain Alduin. You've absorbed dozens of dragon souls. And the whole time you thought you were living the dream. Being Dragonborn isn't a gift. It's a curse. A horrifying, soul-destroying, sanity-breaking curse that would turn any normal person into a husk of their former self. And today, I'm going to prove it. First, let's establish something important. The Dragonborn isn't just some warrior who can shout really loud. You are immortal, born with the soul of a dragon, placed inside a fragile human body. Think about that. You have the soul of an immortal, reality-bending, god-like creature crammed into flesh and bone that can die from a bad fall. You're a cosmic accident, a glitch in the universe, something that shouldn't exist. The dragons, they recognize you, not as an enemy, not as a hero, as an abomination. When Alduin first sees you at Helgen, he doesn't look at you with fear, he looks at you with disgust. Because to him, you're a mockery of everything dragons are. You have their power, their soul, their voice, but you're trapped in meat, in mortality. And that's just the beginning of your problems. Let's talk about the most iconic Dragonborn ability, absorbing dragon souls. In the game, it looks beautiful. Golden light flows into you. You unlock a new shout. Cool, but think about what's actually happening. You are ripping the immortal essence of a living being directly into your consciousness. A dragon isn't just a monster. Dragons in Elder Scrolls lore are fragments of Akatosh. They're pieces of the god of time itself. They have existed since before mortals crawled out of the mud. Each dragon has thousands of years of memories, experiences, knowledge, hatred, pain. And when you absorb their soul, all of that floods into you. Every single time. Here's what I want you to imagine. You kill your first dragon outside Whiterun. You absorb Mirmolnir's soul. Suddenly you have memories that aren't yours. You remember flying over armies of ancient Nords. You remember burning villages. You remember the feeling of absolute power for millennia. Then you remember Alduin, your master, and you feel loyalty to him. But wait, you're supposed to kill Alduin. Do you see the problem? Every dragon soul you absorb is fighting against you, inside your own mind. The Greybeards spend their entire lives meditating to handle the power of one shout. You're absorbing dozens of dragon consciousnesses, like you're collecting coins. The game doesn't show this, but lore suggests the Dragonborn experiences something close to multiple personality fragmentation. You're not becoming stronger, you're becoming less you. Now let's talk about destiny, because in Skyrim, you don't choose to be Dragonborn. It chooses you. One day you're a random prisoner. Maybe a thief, maybe a farmer. Maybe you just crossed the border at the wrong time. Then suddenly a dragon attacks. You escape. You kill a dragon, and boom. Your entire life is over. Not in the dying sense, in the everything you were before no longer matters sense. Think about what you lose. Your family? You can never go back. Dragons will find you, enemies will target anyone you love. Your dreams? Forget them. You're the Dragonborn now. You don't get to be a blacksmith or a merchant. You have to fight. Your peace? Gone. Forever. Every faction in Skyrim wants you. The Greybeards, the Blades, the Imperials, the Stormcloaks, the Thieves Guild, the Dark Brotherhood, the Daedric Princes. You are the most valuable tool in the entire province. And tools don't get to rest. But here's what really breaks my brain. The previous Dragonborn? Mirok? He had the same power as you. Maybe more. And he went completely insane. He tried to enslave all of Solstheim. He became a servant of a Daedric prince. He spent thousands of years in Apocrypha, losing his mind to forbidden knowledge. That's not a villain origin story. That's a warning. That's what the power of the Dragonborn does to a person when they have too much time to think about what they've become. And you're on the same path. Let me ask you something. In your Skyrim playthrough, how many people actually helped you without wanting something in return? I'll wait. The answer is almost zero. Everyone you meet sees you as a means to an end. The Greybeards? They want you to follow the way of the voice. Their way, their rules, their philosophy. They're not training you out of kindness. They're trying to control what you become. The Blades? Delphine and Esbern literally demand you kill Parthurnax, a dragon who spent thousands of years atoning for his past. Your mentor, your teacher, and if you refuse, they abandon you. Some allies. But it gets worse. The Daedric princes don't see you as a champion. They see you as a toy, Hermaeus Mora wants your knowledge. Mehrunes Dagon wants your chaos. Molag Bal wants your cruelty. Sheogorath just wants entertainment. And because you're Dragonborn, you're connected to all of them. They can reach you, they can tempt you, they can manipulate you. You're not a hero to these beings. You're a resource. Even the common people of Skyrim, they don't love you. They fear you. You walk into Whiterun and shout a man apart in the street. Guards don't arrest you. They're too scared. You absorb a dragon soul in front of farmers. They don't cheer. They whisper about you when you leave. You are tolerated because you're useful. The moment you're not, history has shown what happens to useful people who stop being useful. Okay, let's take a break from the psychological horror and talk about the physical horror. Because being Dragonborn means you experience more violence in a single week than most soldiers see in a lifetime. Dragons don't just breathe fire at you. They bite. They claw. They ragdoll you across mountains. They pick you up and drop you from heights that should liquefy your organs. And you survive. Barely. Repeatedly. Every fight with a dragon is a near-death experience. In the game, you chug a health potion and you're fine. In reality, you're covered in burns. Your bones are fractured. Your armor is melted to your skin. And you have to keep going, because another dragon is already attacking the next village. Let's not forget the Draugr, ancient Nordic zombies that guard every single ruin in Skyrim. You can't even explore a simple cave without fighting dozens of undead warriors who feel no pain, never tire, and exist only to kill intruders. You want to learn a new shout? That word wall is at the end of a death maze filled with traps, puzzles, and enemies. Every single time. The Dwemer ruins? Full of mechanical nightmares that can impale you. The vampire lairs? Full of blood-drinking immortals who can enthrall your mind. The Forsworn camps? Full of zealots who sacrifice people to hagravens. This is your daily life. Not occasionally. Not during big quests. Daily. And the cold. People forget Skyrim is a frozen hellscape. High Hrothgar, where you're required to go, is at the top of the throat of the world. 7,000 steps. In a blizzard, while ice wraiths and frost trolls try to kill you, the Greybeards don't come down to you. You climb to them. Every single time. Now we arrive at the part that truly haunts me, the existential nightmare of being Dragonborn. You are caught between two worlds. You have a dragon's soul, but you live a mortal life. Dragons don't die permanently. When you kill one, their soul exists until another dragon absorbs it. They're functionally immortal. But you have a human lifespan. Maybe 100 years if you're lucky. So what happens when you die? This is where it gets terrifying. Your soul belongs to Akatosh, the dragon god. But you've also made deals. Maybe with Nocturnal for the Thieves Guild. Maybe with Hircine by becoming a werewolf. Maybe with the Daedric princes during their quests. Multiple cosmic entities have a claim on your soul. When you die, who gets you? The lore suggests possibly all of them, at once, fighting over your essence for eternity. Or maybe you simply cease to exist because your soul is too fragmented to go anywhere. You don't get Sovngarde. You don't get peace. You get cosmic tug-of-war. Forever. And here's the final twist. You can't escape your destiny, even if you ignore the main quest. Even if you just try to live peacefully. Dragons will keep attacking. Alduin will keep resurrecting them. The world will keep falling apart. You're not allowed to rest because the universe won't let you. You were born as a tool of prophecy. And tools don't get retirement. But you know what the worst part is? After everything I just told you? The dragon souls. The manipulation. The violence. The cosmic horror. You still have to save the world. Because if you don't, everyone dies. Alduin isn't just a dragon. He's the World Eater. The one prophesied to end all of existence. And only you can stop him. Not because you're brave. Not because you're strong. Not because you volunteered. Because you're the only one who can. The Dragonborn doesn't get to be a victim. You don't get therapy. You don't get a break. You get a sword, a handful of shouts, and the weight of every living thing on your shoulders. And if you fail, it's not just your life that ends. It's everything. Everyone you've ever met. Every city you've visited. Every NPC who asked you to fetch their stupid heirloom. Gone. Because you weren't strong enough. So yeah, being the Dragonborn sucks. You're a fractured mind in a borrowed body fighting an endless war you never chose, surrounded by people who only want to use you, destined for an afterlife of cosmic horror. But the game lets you fast travel, so it's fine, right? Next time you boot up Skyrim, take a moment, look at your character. Really look at them. That's not a hero, that's a tragedy. Wrapped in dragon scales. But hey, if you think being Dragonborn is bad, wait until you hear what it's like to be a Grey Warden in Dragon Age. Or a Witcher. or a guardian in Destiny. Being the chosen one is never as fun as it looks. Subscribe if you want to see more fantasy lives that are actually nightmares. And drop a comment, which fictional role would you never want to have? I'll see you in the next one.